Tonight on Fourth and a Mile, Reuben Foster and Enzo Amore both are guilty of hooking up with crazy bitches. Tex talks about Cano, so we'll see what he had to say, and I'm going to actually stretch off into a different realm here, and I'm going to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody and one of the criticisms that the movie is already getting, even though the trailer just released a couple days ago. Everybody stay tuned. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope everybody's out there is having a great Thursday night. I am right now. I'm sitting here enjoying the Cardinals baseball game, although we are losing to the Phillies 1-0 at the moment in the bottom of the sixth. Luke Weaver's actually pitched a great game, but so has Velasquez for the Phillies. I'll keep you guys in tune with what's going on there as the show progresses. Don't forget... well, first off, let me introduce myself. I'm sorry. Welcome into Fourth and a Mile, presented by Planet Adam. I am your host, the Pharaoh, or God King. And in case you guys didn't know, Pharaoh translates to God King in whatever the ancient Egyptian language was. But I am the Pharaoh / God King of Planet Adam. I am Adam Fernandez. And again, I hope everyone out there is having a great Thursday night. Hope you guys are... If you're down here in San Antonio, are enjoying the hell out of this almost 100-degree weather. God knows I am. Granted, I work inside, so I don't have to be out in it all that much. But when I do step out in it, it feels great, especially after being in that office, which tends to get a little bit chilly every now and then. So, but guys, don't forget, go over to bandcamp.com. Check out my homies Jocelyn Gonzalez, Matt Hutton, and the rest of the band called A Bloody Chasm. All you got to do is go over there and search for A Bloody Chasm. It's really cheap. In fact, it's basically you get a download and they ask for donations for helping out the band. So it's really cheap. Go over there, check them out. 4 or 5 songs on there. It's called A Bloody Chasm. Really kick-ass music. It is the demo album, but still really kick-ass music. The intro song here for the show is I Want to Rock and Roll by Bloody Chasm. My homegirl Jocelyn is singing in there. And you know what? She posted the other day a video of her playing a song or playing acoustic to These Boots Were Made for Walking, and that's just what they'll do. She went ahead and posted that video. I'm going to share that video with you guys. I just got to go find it. I meant to do it the other night, but then I got caught up in the Cardinals game, and so I totally lost track of it or of doing it. So, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, guys. And that was a great play out there in center field by the Phillies. Martinez is at first, but with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. By the way, I am thinking still about doing that, announcing the Cardinals game on Sunday. I'm thinking about doing that, where I'll just sit here and talk about the game, and if anybody wants to listen to it, feel free to listen to it. That's going to be up to you guys. That's what I'm thinking about doing, because I think I'd make a great baseball announcer. What the fuck do you guys think? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. So anyways, let's get on into it. Today is the first day that I've ever done this show where I did not take down any notes. So if I start sounding like a bumbling idiot, that is exactly why. Because I am a bumbling idiot, and I use the notes to camouflage that from you guys. So, alright, well, here we go. First off, let's talk about... we're going to go ahead and start with this guy again. We talked about him the other day. He had been suspended by Major League Baseball for 80 games due to possible steroid use. He was found to have in his system a diuretic that is typically used to hide steroids. So, that is why it is a banned substance by Major League Baseball. And again, he was suspended 80 games for that. Now, today, in an interview on a radio show, Mark Teixeira, the former first baseman of the New York Yankees and Texas Rangers, but I think it was more, if anybody goes back and tries to think about who Mark Teixeira is, they'll probably remember him more with the Yankees because he spent most of his career there. But he was quoted on there saying that, hey, first off, he loves Robbie. He thinks of Robbie as a great friend of his. He's a big fan of everything that he's accomplished throughout his career. But he's also saying that he's not surprised by this at all. First off, according to Teixeira, Cano's trainer is one of the guys that were connected with the biogenesis scandal from a few years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that got a lot of ball players, including Melky Cabrera, Alex Rodriguez, and several others, in a lot of trouble. And as it turns out, according to Teixeira, Robbie Cano's best friends were the two guys that I just mentioned, Alex Rodriguez and Melky Cabrera. So he's basically saying that it's sort of a guilt by association in his case, that he's not at all surprised that Robbie Cano got suspended for using that diuretic, because he truly believes that Robbie Cano was on steroids. And so, again, this goes back to what I was saying the other day. I think this really, really, really hurts Robinson Cano's possible path to the Hall of Fame. Look at McGuire, look at Sosa, look at Clemens. Those guys have all been up for the Hall of Fame ballot for quite a while now, and none of them have really gotten all that close. Honestly, I think Roger Clemens should be in no matter what, personally. Possibly same with McGuire, because, well, McGuire was hitting long balls long before he ever really juiced up. I mean, you saw him really juicing up into the 90s when he was getting bigger than any man should be. But that's neither here nor there. So this is really going to go and hurt Robinson Cano's hopes of being in the Hall of Fame. I really don't think now he stands a chance of getting in, because I think there are still a lot of writers who hold to the belief that if you cheated, you don't belong in the Baseball Hall of Fame. The fact of the matter is that in Robinson Cano's case, I do agree. When McGuire, Clemens, and Sosa were doing it, and with Clemens, it's allegedly, everybody in the league was doing it. So it's nothing, it wasn't anything new, or wasn't anything odd in the world of baseball at that time. Everybody was. So just because they were hitting, well, McGuire hit 70 home runs, Bonds ended up hitting 77 back in 2002 or 2003. I got to remember which year that was. But at that time, again, everybody was doing it. It wasn't just them. So in Robinson Cano's case, that's not the case. Baseball is really cracked down, and this is a huge example of them cracking down, because Robinson Cano, for all intents and purposes, is the face of the Seattle Mariners. Felix Hernandez has kind of slid down a little bit. He's not the same King Felix that he was even 2 years ago. They really don't have any real big name players on their team outside of Cano, other than Felix. So he's a big name player who draws in fans. You know, this goes to show that no, they're serious about cracking down on this. So good job, Major League Baseball. At the same time, bad job, Robinson Cano. So, all right, on to other news. Back in January, I told you guys about, and you know, if you don't remember all the way back then, or if you were watching the show back then, which you probably weren't. No, still nobody is. Reuben Foster was arrested one night when cops went over to his house in Alabama after his girlfriend called 911 accusing him of beating her. Now, by no stretch of the imagination am I going to sit here and tell you that Reuben Foster is a saint. No stretch of the imagination am I going to tell you that Reuben Foster is a swell guy who wouldn't do anything wrong. When the police went over there to investigate, let me straighten out that camera a little bit. Again, we're getting less and less yachty every time. I might actually take that yachty picture into work with me and put the Mickey Mantle one up. The only reason I don't have the Mickey Mantle one up instead of the yachty or the one with Williams and Musial is because it faces the wrong way. So, anyways, so yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Reuben Foster is a great human being. That night, the police went over there. He was high as a kite, smoking weed, which, sorry, it's still illegal. He also had an illegal, quote-unquote, assault rifle. There's no such thing as assault rifles. Anyways, so, yeah, so they, they found all that on him, and so he's going to still be brought up on charges for all that. But in court today, on the situation with the girlfriend, she admitted that she made it all up. That the bruises that she had, the scarring that she had, was actually from a fight that she had with another woman, and she says that she can prove it. She says that that night they got into an argument in which Foster was trying to break up with her. Good move by Foster, because apparently this is a crazy bitch. And she told him that if he breaks up with her, she's going to fuck up his career. So he breaks up with her, and guess what? She calls the cops and says that he beat her. John Lynch was quoted on Monday as, and I'm not going to say quoted because like I said, I didn't write it down, so I'm not going to swear that this is word for word what he said, but it's the gist is the same, saying that if it turns out that Reuben did physically assault this young lady, that he will no longer be a part of the organization. That they're going to let the legal process play out and see what happens. Well, the legal process played out, and the young lady in question admitted that she was a liar and that none of this ever happened. So, Reuben Foster, who was second on the team in tackles, although he only played 10 games as a rookie, was drafted number 31 overall. Almost had his career ruined by this young lady who was mad at him because he might break up with her, or because he did break up with her. So, again, he's not a saint. He's done some very, very, very stupid shit in his life. The reason he fell down to number 31, he was at first expected to be a top 10 pick, was because of issues that he had that were very much questionable about his personality. So, again, he's not a saint. I'm not going to defend him and say that he is. But he's still a young man who's trying to grow up, and you know what? He very well may end up growing up to be one hell of a stellar human being, just making a bunch of stupid mistakes in his young life. This woman tried to basically take away the potential of greatness out of this man by accusing him of doing something that he didn't do. So in a related case, this is a case I've been telling you guys about for quite some time now, ever since it first hit the airwaves. Enzo Amore and that crazy bitch whose name I cannot remember for the life of me. It was like something like Gucci Queen on Twitter. Yeah, you can tell by that picture that she's far from being a Gucci Queen, or Gucci Witch. Gucci Witch, there you go. Well, she is a witch, but nothing Gucci there. Anyways, so she accused Enzo of, or his real name is Eric Arndt, of, I call BS. Damn, she's good. Yeah, she is. She's a crazy bitch. Go on and, yeah, she needs conditioners. Yeah, she does. She definitely does, Mike. Go on to her YouTube channel. And, well, I don't even know if it's still around, but I'm sure you can still find those videos, and you can see that this girl is insane. Well, she accused Enzo of raping her. The WWE then went and fired him, just based on the accusation. Well, they also fired him because, according to their PR staff, that he never reported this situation to them. And for that, I kind of see their point, and then I also kind of see Enzo's point. Why do you want to report something like this to your company when at first you don't even really think it's that big of a deal? You think she's just a crazy bitch, but no, she went ahead and started this Twitter rant that got her known, which is exactly what I'm sure she wanted. I want to touch her with your pecker. I hope not, because I kind of treasure my pecker. Anyways, but yeah, no, she went off on this tirade about how she had to go into rehab for PTSD and this, that, and the third, and all this stuff. Well, yesterday, the Phoenix Police Department released a statement saying that all charges are being dropped against Mr. Arndt, or as we all know him, Enzo Amore, because A, there's no evidence to substantiate her claims. B, her story kept changing over and over and over again, which is exactly what I said was going on just a few months back. So, again, she was a complete liar. Her best friend went on to YouTube and said that the reason she started saying that he raped her was because she was scared of what her dad would say. Because she wasn't at her, basically her halfway house, I guess. That she left and went to Phoenix because she was from somewhere else in Arizona. Someone tell me the name of another town in Arizona that's not named Tombstone. And that was probably where she's from. Maybe Tucson, maybe, I don't remember. Again, I don't have my notes tonight because I didn't feel like doing them tonight. Anyways, so they dropped all the charges against him because it's pretty damn evident he did nothing wrong outside of having sex with her to begin with. I mean, looking at her, that's just completely wrong, and I can't understand why anybody would want to have sex with her, but hey, maybe Enzo was drunk, we don't know. So, Enzo has gone on to say that he looks to continue his career in entertainment, and by that I'm sure he means in sports entertainment, wrestling, whatever. Probably not going to be going back to the WWE because, well, like Reuben Foster, he has a history of doing and saying stupid shit, and the wrestlers over there in WWE were not too big of fans of his, just because they basically said that he was kind of an asshole. There's a third out, and Philly Strand runners at first and third in the top of the seventh. Luke Weaver's pitching a great game, but the Cardinals still have yet to score. Fucking Cardinals, I swear. Anyways, so yes, again, Enzo Amore and Reuben Foster both cleared of these charges. Reuben Foster cleared of the charge that he assaulted his girlfriend. Enzo Amore cleared of raping this crazy bitch. I am not, and I've been stressing this since I started talking about these kinds of stories. I am not, under any circumstances, saying that women aren't getting raped. That you should not believe these women who are claiming that they're getting raped. What I'm saying is, wait for the facts to come out before you publicly fry these men who didn't do what they're accusing them of. The same thing happened with Miguel Cano, the third baseman for the Minnesota Twins. That photographer, voluntary team photographer for the Twins, went on a Twitter rant about how he had sexually assaulted her in a shopping mall. Guess what? Law officials and MLB officials found no evidence to that. So, again, it's not that you should not believe women when they say that they've been assaulted. If you don't believe them when they say it, then you're kind of an asshole. But at the same time, before you publicly fillet these men, just remember that not all the facts are out there. And in these two cases in particular, no facts were out there. It was just what these women accused these men of doing. And in Gucci Witch's case, she kept changing the facts. She kept changing the story. This other young lady, she publicly admitted it. That yes, I was out to fuck over his career. Those were her words, not mine. So, yes. Show empathy, show sympathy for these women that are accusing men of doing this, but also wait for the facts before you start making judgments. Because guess what? You're not the judge, the jury, or the executioner in the case. At all. You're not going to hear all the facts. Period. So when these women start... See, there's a thing in this country where you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around. Just because a woman says that you raped her doesn't mean that you actually did. It's an accusation. I'm not saying that you didn't, but I am saying that I don't know for a fact that you did. So wait for the facts to come out. It goes back to, I don't know if you guys remember the movie A Few Good Men, and I was talking to my buddy Candace earlier. She said, "Oh my God, I've never seen that." Which, by the way, Candace, how have you never seen A Few Good Men? One of the greatest movies of all time. Anyways, in there, Tom Cruise's character, I can't remember was it Robert Caffey? Or, no, he was Robert Caffey's son, but Lionel Caffey. That was the character's name. Says in there, "It doesn't matter what I believe, it only matters what I can prove." Guess what? That's how the legal system works. So, if you believe that a woman is raped because she says she's raped, guess what? That doesn't mean she's telling the truth. You can believe it all you want, but you're publicly filleting the guy that she's accusing, and you're going to look like an asshole in the end when it turns out that the facts are not on her side. So, again, I'm not saying that women aren't being raped. I'm not saying women aren't being assaulted. What I'm saying is, wait for the facts to come out before you start making these before you start making your own accusations. Enzo Amore was an asshole, or is an asshole in real life. So is Reuben Foster. But that does not mean that they're rapists or woman beaters. So, all right. So enough of me on my pulpit. There is a new movie that's going to be coming out here in November that I saw the trailer for the other day. It was the first time I'd ever seen the trailer or even heard about the movie, and I was like, holy shit, I got to go watch that movie. It is the biopic or biopic. How is that pronounced? Is it biopic or biopic? Of Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury, to me, and I've said this before, maybe not so much on this show, but if anybody ever asked me who the greatest singer of all time is, to me, it's Freddie Mercury. Bar none. The range that guy had, the performance that he put on, he was the greatest singer to ever walk the earth. And I'm not just talking about in rock and roll, I'm talking about in all different genres of music. There has never been anybody better than Freddie Mercury. Well, they're doing this biopic of him, starring the guy from Mr. Robot. To me, the biggest sin about this movie is that the role of Freddie Mercury was actually originally cast as Sacha Baron Cohen, of all people. Yeah, Borat. When I heard that, I was like so pissed off that they would even consider casting Sacha Baron Cohen as Freddie Mercury. But this guy from Mr. Robot, I think he looks a lot like Freddie Mercury, especially when he when Freddie Mercury had the short hair and the mustache look, which you do see in the trailer, him having that look. Dude, he looked just like Freddie Mercury. Anyways, yes, I am totally looking forward to seeing this movie. But a gentleman from Hollywood named Brian Fuller, who is an open homosexual, and I have nothing at all against gay people, and some gay people are some of my very best friends are gay. I have no problem with them at all. But this guy, Brian Fuller, is coming out saying that essentially this trailer didn't show Freddie being gay enough. You really didn't see much sexual interaction with him in the trailer. Yes, he was dancing with a woman at one point. Freddie Mercury's own words called a woman Mary, God, I can't remember what her last name is, the love of his life. Freddie Mercury said that. So, now, there is no doubt whatsoever in anybody's mind that Freddie Mercury did have sexual relations with men. We all know that. It's an undisputed fact. But to suggest that the movie should be about his sexuality instead of about him as the great singer that he was, I kind of take offense to that. It doesn't have to be about anybody's sexuality. You know what? First off, this guy Brian Fuller hasn't seen the movie yet. How do I know that? Because the movie's not out yet. Nobody's seen it yet. Second off, it was a trailer. Did you want the trailer to be flooded with nothing but sexual images of Freddie Mercury with men? There wasn't even really sexual images with him and women. Dancing with a woman. That's it. That's all you saw. Again, we know that Freddie Mercury had sex with men. You know, he was also quoted as saying something to the effect of, I'll have sex or I'll sleep with anything, is essentially what he said. Or anyone, I think is what he said. So, yes, we know that Freddie Mercury was gay. Just because the trailer does not show him having sex with a man, first off, doesn't mean you're not going to see him in relations or relationships with men. Because it's a trailer. It's a minute and a half long movie or a minute and a half long clip of the movie intended to get people excited about the movie and go in and watch the movie. You never really see, other than maybe for chick flicks, just simply because that's what chicks dig, you never really see movies or trailers that show the sex scenes. Ever. So, Freddie Mercury was dancing with a girl for about 2 seconds in this trailer, and all of a sudden, it's straight washing the movie. Sorry. First off, again, yeah, exactly, Carl. Damn Zuckerberg. Hey, he really doesn't have anything to do with the movie as far as I know. But anyways, so again, we know Freddie Mercury was gay. Guess what? His sexuality wasn't the point of the trailer. The point of the trailer was to hear the great music that Freddie Mercury made. Again, to me, greatest singer of all time in any genre of music. Oh, that's not going to go. Oh, but they dropped it. Get around there. Oh, Fowler made it into third. Who was that hit that? I wasn't watching. Who's batting after Fowler? Is it Pham? Either way, Cardinals now have runners at second and third. One out in the bottom of the seventh. No, that was Carpenter. What the shit? Carpenter actually hit a ball out to left field that was a pretty good hit. Carpenter's actually hitting again. Thank God. Anyways, so back to where I was. Where the hell was I? Anyways, so the trailer was the music. Guess what? That played a bigger role in Freddie Mercury's life than sex with any man or woman in his life. Freddie Mercury was music. Freddie Mercury is a god in rock and roll, in my opinion. And I think probably a lot of other people's opinions. Carl, if you're still here, am I right? Is Freddie Mercury a god of rock and roll? I'll wait for him to answer. But, so, again, don't be bashing the movie based on a minute and a half clip that doesn't show him kissing a man. We know he had sex with men. It's pretty much believed that that's how he contracted AIDS. In fact, it might even be a fact. I'd have to take a look at that again. That's how he contracted AIDS, and he later died of AIDS. But, guess what? Even though the whole movie is about his life, the more important thing in his life, at least to all of his fans, wasn't who he was having sex with. It was the music that he was putting out. So, Freddie Mercury, greatest singer of all time. Don't get mad about a minute and a half clip that doesn't show him having sex with a man. Shows him one time dancing with a woman. That's not really a reason to get mad about at the movie. So, all right, guys. I know I went off on a tangent that wasn't about sports, but that just kind of hit me because I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try to be there on opening night. It's not a Star Wars movie, so I can't guarantee it. But I'm going to try to be there on opening night because I'm a huge fan of Freddie Mercury. So, yeah. But yeah, so sorry if I went off on a tangent that wasn't sports related, but I am still watching the Cardinals game, and I'm going to continue to watch the Cardinals game as it's getting pretty good right now. With runners at second and third, one out in the bottom of the seventh. The Phillies just made a pitching change. Who was that they brought in? I can't tell. Sir Anthony Dominguez, who is only pitched in 4 games, has an ERA of 0.00, so hopefully we can, well, if these two runs score, they won't officially go against him. But anyways, so all right, guys, if there is nothing else, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Tomorrow night, I will be over at Tonic Bar, or at least I'm planning to be. Yeah, there's some things that kind of have to go right first, which I think they will, but I can't guarantee it. To watch Lon Duk Don playing. Lon Duk Don is a cover band that does a bunch of 80s music. Very cool band. If you guys are into the 80s sound, go out and check them out. If you're not in San Antonio, well then, yeah, I don't recommend driving all the way down to San. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not going to say that, but it'd be. Oh God. And well, there's an out at third base. Good job, Fowler. So it's still 1-0 Cardinals with runners now at first and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Anyways, so yeah, I'll be out there. You guys have a great night, a great Thursday night. If you guys want to join me, that's where I'll be tomorrow night. I love you all. Thank you guys for the support. And as always, besos. Mute, damn it. Mute.